Our world is rife with mysteries and enigmas. Through the years, a myriad of wondrous events have occurred and thousands of amazing discoveries have been made. We can never be quite sure what lies beyond the horizon. Between archaeological wonders and the rapid development of technology, there is an unbound potential for our future. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at recent discoveries. The repeating radio burst. The mysterious essence of radio bursts is a spectacle that scientists have considered for ages. Radio bursts produce sprouts of fast radio waves. The duration of these powerful sprouts are milliseconds from light years away, inhabiting galaxies. Astronomers have been inept to pinpoint a consistent cycle of a radio burst until now. As of earlier in 2020, the fast radio burst 121102 was discovered to be a recurrent and distinct cycle. Fluent cycles of radio bursts are a foreign concept. The extent of the cycle consists of 157 days. The initial 67 days, the source remains mute, while the remaining 90 days, it is bestirred from its slumber. During this stage of the cycle, it gives out frequent radio sprouts before being hushed back into oblivion. Typically, traces of radio bursts that are identified only sprout once. This imposes a challenge on astronomers, as their conception is widely speculated. Subsequently, they are futile to forecast and detect. The discovery of FRB 121102, along with the assistance of other radio burst sources, has helped in growing a lead on distinguishing the mystery that are radio bursts. Before the identification of FRB 121102 cycle, it was already widely known for its activity. FRB 121102 was the most active fast radio burst discovered yet, consequently leading to the first localization of a radio burst. This research was led by astronomer Kaustubh Rajwade of the University of Manchester and his team. The justification of periodicity is becoming immense, with the benefit of multiple conclusive examinations regarding various radio bursts. The identification of its periodicity is wavering in the light of new data surfacing. A team at the Max Planck Institute for Radio Astronomy, led by Marilyn Kruse, used the Effelsberg 100-meter radio telescope to analyze FRB 121102. The team discovered 36 bursts flaring from it. With this new data, in partnership with the research conducted by Rajwade and his team, a new number of 161 days is predicted for the following cycle. However, with the use of the 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, Pei Wang of the National Astronomy Observatory of China and his team were able to conclude a different periodicity than the result derived from Rajwade and Cruse's teams. With the data they collected crossed over with the existing data from both teams, they believe 156.1 days is a more accurate duration. If FRB 121102 continues to show activity beyond these dates, this could suggest that either the periodicity isn't real or that it has somehow evolved. None of the data concluded is definite. The vacillating tendencies of FRB 121102 will lead most of us to have a fixation on it, leaving us only to contemplate what will happen next. Formation of gravitational waves. Back in 2014, the LIGO Institute made the groundbreaking discovery that helped to prove the existence of gravitational waves within our universe and the very nature of the warping of the space-time continuum by observing one of the strangest natural formations in the universe. Ever since this incredible discovery, many different organizations have been racing to confirm the findings to cement their name amongst those to be credited for helping to establish this fact of the universe. Interestingly enough, it appears that in 2017, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration made their way into cementing the space agency on the matter when they announced the discovery of a natural light effect observed by the agency when two merging neutron stars that created powerful gravitational waves in all directions fell into each other to form a pulse of high-energy light emission. This event occurred on the 17th of August back in 2017, when NASA used the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope to measure these changes, as well as witnessing one of the rarest astronomical events in the universe that only helped to add more evidence to the natural gravitational wave phenomenon measured by the LIGO Institute, whilst also helping us to get a more accurate measurement of the gravitational wave's effect on the movement of light. This could very well help to pave way for the use of such warping technologies to help create many different methods of faster than light travel, while also changing our current understanding of the physics of our universe. Until another sighting can be made to help confirm the two previous studies, these two sightings remain to be the only proven incidents of naturally formed gravitational waves and the warping of space-time generated from such rarely seen astronomical events. Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. A spectacular piece of land called the Kamchatka Peninsula stretches across 780 miles of the far east side of Russia and is surrounded by both the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Okhotsk. Its unique geography makes it susceptible to harsh winds and increased precipitation, so its 300,000 human inhabitants are used to stormy weather. The animals on the Kamchatka Peninsula, though, have had a harder time adapting to the climate in the less developed parts of the plateau. How did 5 fully sized bears and a variety of other healthy animals turn up dead in one remote location of the Kamchatka Peninsula? The peninsula is infamous for housing nearly 160 volcanoes, 29 of which have proved to be active. Because volcanic research is so dangerous, it takes persistent, daring, and curious explorers to take the plunge into this undiscovered territory. However, 2 volcanic researchers by the names of Vladimir Leonov and Viktor Deryagin decided that they would be the first to walk along uncharted territory within these volcanic mountain ranges. At first, the task didn't seem too daunting. Loads of tourists and researchers alike have travelled deep into the Kamchatka Peninsula to see bears fishing off from streams, watch the hot geysers explode with mist, or simply gawk at the beauty of the lush green landscape. So far, nothing sinister had ever happened to anyone exploring the peninsula until 1975. Leonov and Deryagin dared to venture beyond the beaten path and into a more remote expanse. They stumbled upon a stretch of land which they reported to be covered in purple, orange, and white hues. Because these colours are not usually seen in nature, they grew suspicious about the likelihood that a volcanic eruption or gas leak caused this spectacular colour arrangement. The researchers' suspicions were confirmed when they noticed dead animals scattered across the ground floor, some in deep holes as if lying in a grave. This grisly scene prompted the researchers to call for backup, as they feared that there was something deadly in the air. Fellow research crews take samples from the dead animals to perform remote autopsies, where they discovered that the animals had died from suffocation. Questions swarmed. How can an animal die from suffocation when they are simply walking through open air? The answer was, what the animals were walking through was not hot air at all, but a deadly gas built up from the volcanoes around them that caused them to die from the inside out. They suffocated on their own blood, as it was discovered that all the blood from the animals' hearts was found within their lungs instead. Devastated by the extermination of these wild animals, Leonov named this part of the peninsula the Valley of Death. This name has deterred other visitors from visiting the region, as they don't want to be exposed to the mysterious gas that has caused so much devastation. Though the capabilities of volcanoes are still largely unexplained by science, it is likely that the Valley of Death is so deadly because of the increased concentration of CO2 in the air. Of course, animals still venture through the area not knowing its dangerous climatic features. However, rangers are quick to spot dead animals and relocate them to avoid luring predators and scavengers into this area, only for them to meet their deadly fate as well. Leonov dedicated his volcanic research legacy to this area. He wants to inspire and motivate fellow researchers to keep exploring and researching it, as he believes it will bring great knowledge about volcanic features and the effects of volcanic gases over time. But what do you make of these recent findings? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.